Welcome back to What's the Matter Coaching.
3 questions for you. What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with the world?
And what is matter really? Today's video is the throat chakra Blu-ray center of truth, where we're going to discuss what it means to activate and align your light spectrum potential. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our channel. So today's video is truth. All about truth, right? What we're all seeking here in this lifetime, to embody that truth and express it to the world so we can start this path of who we really are, what we're here to do. All right, Blu-ray, the force of source, God, and the throat chakra energy center. Okay, so we're gonna be talking it from an entire perspective, meaning the neutral perspective, a way of understanding through your mind, and then another way of understanding it from the heart. Left brain, right brain, 0 point. Welcome to What's the Matter Coaching. What can you tell us, Omar, about how it is that we navigate this path of self-discovery?
Sure. Well, a path is formed by placing one stone at a time, and as you keep on placing more stones, you reach a bigger universal truth. Just remember to always be in alignment with discernment so you don't get stuck in the mind. And you can always go back to your roots, your first step, which is a clear neutral perspective.
Definitely. Omar, yes, that's one of the most important things, especially when starting this path, because when we start this path, there's a lot going on, right? There's a lot to learn and there's a lot to accept with your heart. And so the main important thing to remember is that if we're going to be on this path, if we're going to be really centered, right, with creation, which is the truth that has always been in front of you, it means to always come back home. Don't lose yourself on this path of self-discovery. Remember, you're here to be your best version, not to lose the version of yourself which is true. Okay? So Crystal, now let's go into the heart. Okay, what does it mean to accept, and why is it so important to come back and to see yourself and say, am I being honest? Am I standing in my truth instead of mimicking others or faking the truth, right? Because you want to seem more intelligent or wise, right? When the highest wisdom of all is to understand that you don't know it all and that you are on an infinite path of self-discovery where there's so much more to remember and become.
Well, one of the things that I would like to mention is that truth is truth. It doesn't matter in which perspective are you seeing it. Sometimes we like to separate the one thing and the other, but
because of what's convenient for us.
Because it's convenient for us. But when truth is that I had a hard time accepting the truth. Accepting the truth of who I am, accepting the truth of the things the actions and the things that I do. And it wasn't until the point before we did this video that I realized that, holy moly, you know, like I have to start being more truthful, more and more with myself. And
so you come back to the neutral.
Yes, so I can arrive at that place of neutrality.
And tell them what happens in our society, you know, that happens to all of us most of the time.
Since we are born, we are taught not being truthful with ourselves. And it doesn't mean that if you broke something and you say, yes, I did it. Yes, of course, that's part of truth, but that's one perspective of truth.
That's one type of truth.
One type of truth. Is the truth of the universe. That's other type of truth. Is your truth, accepting who you are. And for example, me, I had to accept that I wanted to be a know-it-all. And the truth is that you know nothing.
Yeah, when you choose to be a know-it-all, you end up in a place of stuckness.
And when you speak with your mind, sometimes we say things that doesn't even make sense.
Yep.
But when you really choose to speak from your heart, that's when you're being truthful.
And what happens? What does the heart do?
understands. And the hearts help you to purify those emotions when you're not even accepting the truth. And it's really important to accept ourselves when we are doing something.
But wherever point in our path that we're on,
whatever point of our
it's
path.
important to just accept your individual truth. Just because you are standing in an individual truth, right, does not mean that there's a greater truth waiting for you. I mean, does not mean that there's not a greater truth waiting for you. There always is more truth awaiting your own conscious command. When will you choose to accept yourself, to enter into the gateway of universal truth?
And when you start accepting, then you move to neutrality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the path.
Yep. Thank you, Crystal. So, you know, right there, you can see a real life experience. She actually just went through this experience herself. Because a lot of the times we're on this path of truth and we get caught up with ourselves. And we tell ourselves so many things in our mind, and then we leave our hearts. Okay? When you tell yourself so many lies back to back, do you really think that you're going to be standing close to the door of truth when you've chosen so many times not to be honest with yourself? But when you're honest with yourself, you're standing right next to the door of honesty, because you're here and you're now in this moment. And when your focus is on truth, that is what you see. When your intention is to find truth, you find that. But when you have no intention to be honest with yourself, or you're trying to avoid, which is not accepting, you're running away from the truth. You're running away from the moment.
And sometimes we don't accept because the mind, instead of ooh, I did something wrong, and you see it as wrong, but it's not about
is
right.
That true?
It's exactly. Yes, it's not about right or wrong. It's about accepting what you did and
owning your shit, right?
Owning your shit. It's about owning your shit, and you say, you know what? Yes, I did it. It doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It means that I did it and that I want to change it, because if not, it will happen again.
And that's understanding right there. You right there, are understanding yourself. You're understanding your individual truth, and by understanding yourself, you're able to move on. All right, so a little bit about the truth, the blue ray, and this energy center is that it connects with all your other energy centers. So now that we're talking about truth, and this one has a lot to do with that, you know, I might as well mention in this video how the truth connects with every other portion of you. Remember, this is the light spectrum series, and all of these are your centers of light, your rainbow body, for example, as the Tibetans call it, okay? This is your light spectrum within you, okay? That's why when you do light therapy, these portions of your body will begin to heal, align, and activate. All because we are constantly manipulating matter. The throat chakra and the blue ray is symbolic of the will and the force of God, the force of truth. But not just our individual truth, because we're all searching for it, but the truth of all, the truth that is universal, that connects all of us in this moment. That's why when we all are neutral, we can say the grass is green, the sky is blue, and I'm skinny or I'm fat. You see, that's neutrality. That's not, oh, I think this, so I'm telling you this.
The
right?
sky is blue, but blah, blah, blah. It's like sometimes we like to make excuses.
Yeah, make excuses, or I want to tell you what I believe in. But isn't that connecting with your other light spectrum, right? Your other centers of light, okay? A lot of the times we are constantly telling a lie because it's coming from our ego, okay? We want to convey a truth over what is actually true. Why is that? Well, because you want to be right, don't you? And this is the hard part to accept. But it's not about being right. We just went over that, right?
Yes.
It's about finding what is truly best. What you can learn about this life experience is that it's important to connect your truth with your heart, which is, again, your light, okay? Which is a very powerful force. And so a lot of people are getting sore throats. Now why? Because a lot of us are talking out of our ass. I've been there. We've been there.
Yes.
It's not about being in your ass all the time, but about speaking what's within your heart, and then we're able to actually stand in our truth because we're being honest with ourselves, okay? And this is going to be a path that's going to be applicable to all of you, because all of you, whether you choose it completely or not, You're walking a life that is constantly inviting you to find the best perspective. When you are searching for truth, and I'm guessing by watching this video you are on the path of truth, well, what are you aligning with? The highest truth of all, your calling, why you're here, your soul's purpose, your life's purpose, your purpose for incarnation in this realm. This is where you're arriving at, all because you are choosing the highest truth of all. Not the truth of your society, which tells you, oh, you should be a chiropractor, you should be a dentist, you should be a lawyer, you should have a 9 to 5 job. You see how our society continues to perpetuate and to continue to command us to follow a certain rhythm? A rhythm which is more delusion and illusion than actual true for us all? Because all of us individuals are very unique deep inside. Whether we want to admit it to ourselves is a different story. Because how many times do we listen to what our parents tell us or to what our best friend tells us? All because we think that what they're telling us is true.
Or are you following your heart?
Yeah, are you following your heart? Why don't you find out for yourself what's true for you? Why ask somebody? They're not creating your reality, are they? Or unless you let them.
Well, and one of the things that I would like to mention is that when you go to a second person, well, most of the time, to ask something about that you're not sure, that demonstrates insecurity in yourself. You're not inquiring. You know what is the best for you. Why you have to ask another person, hey, what is the best for me? Who's controlling your life, you or the other?
Yep, and that's pointing to where you are at in your path as well. It allows you to see. So one thing that definitely that we have to mention to close up this video, the most powerful, I would say lesson that we can really start applying right now in our lives is mafia.
Yeah, words are magic. There's no animal out there that speaks. They just recite what they heard. And if you think about it, words are magic. For example, they could be used as white magic or black magic. Let's say your kid or something is singing and they have a really good voice and they're practicing their songs, and one day you come from work angry, agitated, and you just you blur out something along the lines of, oh, shut up, I don't like your voice, it's ugly. You at first you didn't realize everything that you impacted on her, but in reality those words changed her belief systems.
Wow.
The words change people's life. Whatever it comes through your mouth, it changes people's life.
Yeah, next time she'll try to sing, she'll remember that, oh, my voice is ugly, or she'll have that doubt.
All because she had an open heart and she received your spell. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
She received your spell. On a scientific approach, on a scientific perspective, what you're saying is a vibration, it's energy. You're literally spitting energy, okay? So when you say something to someone else like that, you're bringing forth to them a cause to their reality. On a metaphysical level, that energy that you're sending out, if you believe it because you're angry, you're grounding that reality. I'm gonna give you an example. I had my phone without a case, right? Without a case, check this out. And it was flawless. I would hold it all the time for almost a year. And then one day, my dad saw me with my phone without a case, and he says, man, you have your phone without a case, that thing's gonna break. And he said it with conviction. And I was like, oh Lord, because I was wide open when he said that. And guess what? All the other days after that, my phone started breaking and cracking. Now why is that? Well, because this is the interchangeable relationship that we encounter on an everyday basis. Now the question is, are you looking at this level of consciousness within your life? Or are you just thinking that words are words? So Crystal, give the example that you're gonna give.
I was just going to say that think about this in a bigger perspective. Think about everybody out there daily, what they say, what they speak, the collective.
Oh my, yeah.
How that has changed energetically our world, the people who are in our world, the life that is in our world.
Because people love to talk. Everyone's talking. So if you're talking lie and you're not talking truth because you're not on the path of truth yet, then we live in a world that's based upon
Fakeness.
I think I know it all.
I think that I know it all. Thank you.
So, you know, last but not least, can you just tell them a little bit about the importance of affirmations and why they're so popular after what we just said?
Well, the importance of affirmation is grounding reality. So whatever is that you said to yourself, I am, that whatever it is that you said after the two words, I am, creates. So be really mindful by the time that you're going to say, oh, I am stupid. Guess what? If you said that, that's what you are.
You're putting energy and motion. Remember, words are energy and motion, okay? Your vibration, your energy, you're sending it out. So when you say, I am this, I am that, and you're doing it unconsciously, you're creating. You're a creator. You're a little mini creator on behalf of creation, okay?
We co-create with creation.
With creation. So, you know, for those of you that want to take a call to action, start affirming consciously in your everyday lives. And take consideration that every word that you say is energy put into motion, and it's creating the reality that you see right in front of you. And I want you to see the connection about the root ray, the video that's already out, we already published it, and how that connects with truth. Because what you speak, you're grounded, if you believe it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.